Ta-dam! Here we go. Time for some ukulele today. First, we got to go post it on the website, and then we have to go tweet it. Twitter is going to be out of business here in 10 minutes, so we might as well use it while we got it. And then we're going to play. We're going to be retooling our program here, the last day of this. So glad you're here. Shift, highlight, link, bold, enter, edit, settings, open in link in new window, update, and patience, link to join. And while that's doing its, there it goes. Let's go check and see if it sent us where I think it's going to send us today. It's spending us right over here to play. Yep. All right. So that's going to the right place. We're on the website. Let's go put it on Twitter. https://jollyrogerukulele.com. Click here. Put the little picture on it. At the bottom. The Jolly Roger. Hit tweet. All right, we're live there. We're live here. As you're logging in, let me know if you can hear me. Sometimes the audio goofs up, mostly always my fault, but I want to make sure that you have good video and audio. And, well, not that great a video, right? You're looking at me, so that's not really important. And we're going to be playing part of all three of the books today. Well, book one, book two, and then whatever it is that is not book one and book two. And so let's get some sheet music up and looking at that. Oh, that's not sounding in tune at all, is it? I changed strings on this a couple weeks ago, and it's still just being a brat. George. Clooney. Apples. Hopefully that's right. Let's see. I still don't see anybody. Let me know if you can hear me. That's the big thing, right? Take a minute to type something into the chat line and say, I can hear you. And I know you're busy downloading today's sheet music, so, but I want to make sure that you actually can hear me. Let's see. Did I fix that right? I think I did. I'm going to hit update anyway. I'm going to close this. I'm going to close this, and I'm going to keep that rolling because that's who we are. And yeah, so, all right. So today our plan is to play through Amazing Grace. We introduced that song last week. Then my next plan is to play through or talk about Happy Birthday. That's the one song you're supposed to, there's three songs you're supposed to memorize in book one. Frere Jacques, Happy Birthday, and My Spaghetti Monster. Those are the three I ask you to memorize. The rest of them we just play, right? Happy Birthday is one of those where I want you to know the chords. I don't want you to have to go look up the sheet music when you're going to play Happy Birthday for somebody. Next is Parting Glass. It's our last week on Parting Glass. Beautiful song. And then Siúil A Rún, I don't know how to pronounce it, is another beautiful Irish tune, I think. And then we're going to take a look at Water is Wide, another one of the great songs of forever. Last week we'll play Harry Potter medley. I talked to somebody this week. I was going to take it off the list, and then somebody says, man, that thing is, when I play it, doesn't even sound like anything. So I want to play through it one more time, make sure that you got a good handle on that. We'll just play through it. Won't spend much time talking about it. And then guess what? We're in November now, so we start easing you into Christmas music. We usually start with the non-religious stuff and then move to the more churchy kind of music. Greensleeves, Christmas Time is Here. Greensleeves, a million bazillion year old song, and Christmas Time is Here, you know, from Charlie Brown. Hard to play, so I gave you a couple. I gave you one that's easy and one that's hard, or not. None of them are easy, but easier. How about that? Let's see. Kelly's in and he can hear me. Good to see you, buddy. Diane is here. You can hear. Now looking for the music. Yeah, go take it and go grab the music. We'll play through. We got a lot to play through today. You'll have plenty of time to get all your music pulled up on the computer. And yeah, I was running late today. I wanted to get it all up on the page earlier and I just failed. So it's there now. All right, let's go take a look at playing through Amazing Grace. Amazing Grace on ukulele first, okay? And remember, your goal with Amazing Grace is to move your hands as little as possible. Guys, I'm just noticing that I'm just about out of juice on my computer, so I'm going to go grab the power cord. So hold on one sec. All right, let's see what's in the good old power cord bag. This one's for the phone. This one's for the iPad. This one's for the computer. Now, you and I know that they could make one power cord, right? Just one. They don't need all of these power cords. We could just have one, and it would go onto all things. But that's not how they still got this set up, because they don't make any money off the thing. They make their money off of the cord. And so this cord probably costs them $1 to make, and they sell it for $45. And so that's why everybody has their own cord. It's pure, unadulterated, shockingly scheming capitalism. That means that we have to have all these cords. All right, we're plugged in. That's my tirade. All right, hey Linda, Vancouver, 45 degrees. By the way, in Denver today, it is absolutely beautiful. Do I have my phone on me? Where's my phone? Let's talk what temperature it is. All right, it's gonna blow your mind. 909. All right, I'm not supposed to say my password out loud to my phone. Somebody might look in my phone and do the crossword puzzles. It is only 39 degrees out there, but it feels like it's 50 degrees. And it is sunny and it is beautiful. And I took the dog on a long walk. We ended up with the dog. I don't know if I told you guys that. it's not hard. We're cat people for sure. And we have a dog now. Anyway, all right. So Amazing Grace is what we're working on. Did I tell you to pull that up? Let me make sure I'm in the middle of the square here. Let's put me down just a smidge. How about that? Your goal, move your left hand as little as possible, okay? So first, let's review the chords. You got a G chord, a C chord, and a D7. And if you're doing it right, your D chord and your G chord and your D7 is just that simple, right? This little guy right there. This little guy right there, and your C chord's hanging out right down there. So it's a super friendly ukulele arrangement for the chords. I'm about to sing, close your ears. 1, 2. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. 2, 3, 1, 2. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Okay, so those are your chords. That's not how you should sing it, by the way. Do a better job than I do. Now let's play the melody. Now remember, when you glance through the melody line and you don't see any ones, you should play in second position. Okay, if there's no ones, don't waste your index finger on hanging out on the one and play the whole thing with your ring and middle and ring. Just slide everybody up. Now you've got much stronger fingers to do the 2s and the 3s, and you're probably not going to have a 4 when you're in the key of G, but you will probably have 5s and your pinkies hanging out on there. And guess what? That's exactly true what happens in this song. We got 2s, 3s, and 5s. So you're playing in second position. So when you see a 2, your index fires instead of your middle finger. All right, here we go. From the top, just the melody. 1, 2. Okay. Couple of thoughts on this is called vibrato, right? Last note, you take your middle finger and just wiggle it. Okay, don't lift it up. You don't need to move the string around or anything. Just wiggle just a little bit, and that's the last note. The other note for sure to do it on is measure 7 into 8. You got that high 5. Okay, just take your pinky and wiggle. Get this lovely vibrato. Okay, and basically when I talk about wiggling, I'm just moving my hand parallel to the fretboard, right? And that creates that vibrato sound. So that's what we're looking for. It just makes you sound more professional. It's worth doing. Usually a pretty pleasant thing to do. Robin made it in. Hey, Robin, we got our British Columbia crew in today. Good to see you guys. All right, finally, Tuff Axe. Okay, Tuff Uke. Sorry. Remember, if you don't have to move a finger over here, don't move a finger over here. Everything is going to be under your fingers mostly. You'll be pulling one finger off, then another finger off. Be a moment when we got to put this giant bar chord on. You measure 7. It's a bar on 2 and a pinky up here on 5. And other than that, it's all about counting. Okay, so from the top, get your G chord on to get started. 1, 2, 2 strum, 2, 3 strum. Middle finger up, oh, ring finger up, index finger up. Oh, 2, put your G chord back on. Middle finger up, and bar chord. 2, 3, 4, 5. G chord with your pinky. Chord. Okay, isn't that nice? Okay, played the whole thing with my thumb. Now let's go through and play it with our claws. Okay, get in claw position. Okay, and then from the top, 1, 2. Okay, so why play it that way when this way sounds better? You want to be able to play every song both ways. You want to play every song with your thumb and then go through and play every song with your claw so that you are completely capable of doing that no matter what song. Some songs will sound better than others in certain ways, and with most songs you'll want to play part of it one way and part of it a different way, and so having both skill sets available to you is really important. I think that's all I want to talk about with this song. Let's grab the baritone version. We'll run through that. Those of you with baritones are ready to roll. Ukulele players, your D chord looks like this. 2 index finger on the 2nd fret, middle finger in the 2nd fret, ring finger in the 2nd fret. Leave this first string open. Okay, that's your D chord. Your G chord we were just doing looks like that. And then you have an A7 in here, and on ukulele, that's just an individual 1st fret 3rd string. Those are your chords. So you're going to play along with us on ukulele using those chord shapes on your instrument. Baritone players, you know you're doing exactly what we just did on ukulele. eyes closed. All right. Well, actually, let's run through all of the things. Well, except for melody, right? Let's do the chords first. A little bit more singable for a male voice. Here we go. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. 1, 2. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Okay, so you've got same exact. Everything's exactly the same for baritone as it was for ukulele, only now we're in a much lower, not a much lower, a lower key, and my voice, and it fits my voice better. And so one of the things that I would want to do when I'm getting ready, if somebody says, hey, come over and sing a song, which will never happen, but if they did, I'd want to think about, should I play this on baritone? Should I play it on ukulele? What's going to fit my voice better? And obviously baritone does me better than ukulele. For most men, if you're a tenor or lower, you're probably going to tend toward baritone. Altos, I think you have a choice, right? And sopranos almost always are going to go with high G ukulele because they got plenty of room above their in their voice to go above the instrument's feeling. Let's play the Tuff uke, okay? And again, if you're on ukulele, you're just playing the chords, okay? Just make sure you're playing your shapes: D shape, G shape, A7 shape, okay? Chord melody on baritone. One time through, pick either your claw or your thumb, whichever you need the most work on. 1, 2. And then remember, don't let go of that chord at the end. Let your instrument ring out, especially if you have metal strings here. Boy, just let those things play themselves out. Don't help, right? Just let your instrument do what it needs to do. That's a lovely tune. All right, so let's go take a look at Happy Birthday. Now, here's what I always kind of yell at you just a tiny bit about. Okay. You are really, honest to gosh, in real life going to go play Happy Birthday on the ukulele for somebody sooner or later. Okay, this is me talking directly to you, okay? At some point, it's going to come up, okay? And you're going to grab your ukulele and you're going to go over to play Happy Birthday for them. And that might be online, it might be over Facebook, it might be FaceTime, who knows? Or it might be live. And you have to know how to do it. We have this dog. We got a dog, and it's not our dog, and I think it's going to end up our dog. And she's a very old little lady, and she just barked, and I hope the cat's not bothering her. That's my main thing. She hasn't been much of a barker. I imagine my cat's like, hey, we're all alone right at the moment. I'm going to give you some stuff. Happy birthday. You don't want to go over with your sheet music in hand playing Happy Birthday, right? You don't want to do that. So what you want to do is memorize 3 chords, okay? 3. Now for the moment, I got a baritone in my hand. Ukulele players do this. I, don't listen, okay? The only thing that I want you to do, ukulele players, is to pay attention to the shapes, okay? This shape, baritone, it's a D. Ukulele, it's a G. That's shape 1. Okay, happy birthday to. Then you're going to go to this shape. Bar chord, middle finger. Okay, that's A7 on baritone. It's D7 on ukulele. You Happy birthday to, and then you go back to this shape, you. Happy birthday, dear. This shape, whoever, take it off. Whoever, that's your G chord on baritone, C chord on ukulele, and then you're gonna go, and then you're gonna take everything off, no chord. Happy, put this shape back on, birthday, and then you're gonna go to this shape. It's just a different version of your A7 or D7, A7 baritone, D7 ukulele, two, and then back to this shape. You, okay? You have to memorize that, okay? Doesn't matter which instrument you use, you just have to memorize this shape goes to this shape, and then it goes back, and then it goes this shape, and take that at the bar off, then no chord, till this one, then this, okay? So, you have to memorize, you have to just say, all right, it's not that much to memorize. It's really 3 chords. It's 4 shapes, okay? And that last shape is just blump, blump, okay? And so, yes, we're going to play the Tuff fugue. Yes, we're going to play the melody. But in real life, you're never going to do that. You're always going to sing this song, okay? So let's go through it on baritone. On baritone, okay, ukulele, or if you have a ukulele, just sing, okay? Put your ukulele, don't play it for a second, okay? 1, 2. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Joe Schmo. Happy birthday to you. Now, before you forget this, let's do it on ukulele, okay? Baritone players, don't play for a second. Ukulele players, this shape, back to the original shape, back to that shape. C chord, okay? This shape, this shape, this shape. Here we go. Higher. 1, 2. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Joe Schmo. Happy birthday to you. All right. Next week we're going to play this, and I'm going to tell you, don't look at your sheet music. Don't look at your sheet music. Just making sure I had to fix that sheet music. Now, let's memorize, okay? How do you memorize? First off, don't try to memorize everything. It's not going to work. You're never going to be able to memorize everything. You will play way less music if you try to memorize everything. Unless you've got a really good brain, memorizing is pretty hard. And so you have to break stuff down. The big issue here is the whole first half of the song, D, is this shape, this shape, this shape, this shape. Okay, so you only got to remember one thing and just do it twice. And then you listen for where those chord changes are. Happy. I'm going to switch to baritone. Okay, most of you are, well, most of you, we're about half and half today. All right, we're about half and half today. Been pushing baritone so hard that we're about even. I'll just use this, okay? But happy first shape to second shape to back to first shape. Sing that for a little while till Joe, right? Till Joe, when you get to that name, dear whoever. Okay, and the cool part here is you're going D, G, D7, G, D7, and then all you have to do is remember to pull that bar off at the big moment, right? The big fermata, Joe Schmo, and then start singing without the instrument at all. Happy, and then you go right back to this. Dun, dun, dun. That's a little separate section you have to memorize, right? Dun, dun, dun. Not too hard to memorize. G. So the whole song is this shape, then this shape, this shape, then this shape, bar off. Okay? And then the last little bit is this shape, this shape, this shape. Okay, this is how you will never play Happy Birthday any other way unless you're in the Rocky Mountain Ukulele Orchestra when we do the Blinky style Happy Birthday. They want me to fund the Georgia elections. Okay, now if you're on baritone, we're going to play the Tuff uke. Okay, if you're on ukulele, you're going to play along with us on your shape chords. So on baritone, this is D. Ukulele players, you want to use this D for strumming with us. Okay, and then you're going to go to A7. Okay, and then back to D, A7. And then you got your G chord is going to be here. So look at the baritone sheet music for the moment. Yep, don't memorize it if you're on ukulele. Okay, if you're on ukulele, it's more information than it's gonna freak out. Okay, this is your G chord, and then D, A7, D. Okay, that's if you're accompanying us. Okay, if you are a baritone player, just what we were talking about. This shape, then this shape, this shape, then this shape, and then this shape. Bump, bump, bump. Okay. Look, Tuff uke on baritone. Ukulele, you're accompanying us. 1, 2. Pinky. Let it ring and then go. Now, one of the things that's interesting, when you're singing it, you're going to do the full, you're going to do your A7 full shape. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you. But when you're doing the Tuff uke version of it, you don't need to do the bar at all. There's no point where you need to actually do the full bar. You're actually going to do just that shape, right? You just need those 3 strings, and it may be easier to do a bar, but it's kind of difficult because at measure 3 you only need these 2, and you need this open string here. So I would say probably if you're doing the Tuff uke version, you got to do this. Now, is it easier to memorize those few little chord shapes for singing than the Tuff uke? Yeah, a whole lot easier, right? I wouldn't say the Tuff uke is particularly challenging here, but I would say that when you go to memorize a Tuff uke song, that's a much more complex process of memorizing stuff, and especially this song where nothing is the same. Everything changes in every single measure, and so there's no repetitive motifs or whatever. So memorizing on Tuff uke is much harder, but for this song, you're only going to ever play it outside the house. Non-Tuff uke, and so memorize those chords. On the other hand, this is actually a lovely way to send, if it's Facebooking, it's somebody's birthday, just go grab your ukulele, do a recording. You don't even need to sing, just you and them, right? Let's play it together. 1, 2. Isn't that lovely? Okay, let's take a look at the ukulele version. Okay, everything's the same. Baritone players, let's talk about your chords. You got your G chord, sweet. You have a D7. Okay, you go on baritone. That looks like this. Index and there. Okay, and then you have your C chord, which is right here. Okay, so for baritones, you're going to back us up. Sandy made it in. Hey, Sandy, good evening to you. And let's begin this process. Okay, from the top. 1, 2. Pinky. Let it ring and then go. So the Tuff Uke one is harder to memorize. But you're way less likely to play it that way, of course. But it's actually a pretty good book one challenge because you're coming out of playing Brahms' Lullaby, playing Three Blind Mice, playing Amazing Grace, and now a legit song that you're likely to play in the real world. You now have the Tuff Uke version of it, and it's a perfect challenge for you coming out of Amazing Grace, because on Amazing Grace we can play almost that whole entire song with barely moving anything. On this one, you have to move quite a bit. It's all in the neighborhood, but there is quite a bit of work. And then, of course, we introduce the G chord with your pinky up on 5. Okay, and that is for sure coming up, right? So getting comfy with that shape is pretty important. All right, so there's our book one discussion. Next week we will play Happy Birthday. Actually, I have to tell you, I have a terrible scheduling dilemma for the next month, and I'm going to have to do a lot of this stuff through email and through letting you guys know what's happening. I'm not even myself 100% sure what's happening yet. I got a couple of irons in the fire that if they get hot, I'm going to have to go with those. And I also want to make sure that I overload you with Christmas music over the next few weeks. We have a bunch of changes coming. I'm pretty sure we're not going to have this Friday session next week. Pretty sure. And then I know for sure the following week we won't have it. And so I'm almost thinking about, I wonder what other day of the week you guys would have available. So I'm going to think that through a little bit, and I will probably send out an email over the weekend with some updates as to when things are going to change and how it's going to change. But Fridays are going to be a huge problem really through the Christmas season. But I want to make sure you have all your Christmas music anyway, and so just keep an eye on your email. I will hopefully get that information out this weekend. I'm going to try to get that solved this weekend. All right, so we've talked book one. Get your happy birthday memorized. That's the thing, that you could play it and sing it without looking at the sheet music. Okay, shape 1, shape 2, shape 1, shape 2. C chord or G chord. Shape 1, shape 4, shape 1. Okay, that's it. If you can memorize that, if you'll memorize that for me, I'll feel like I have made a valuable impact in your life. All right, you already have Frere Jacques memorized. 0240 0240 457 457 79754 79754 first string, second string, first string, second string, first string. You have that memorized, right? You have Happy Birthday memorized. So the only one that's hard to actually memorize is Spaghetti Monster. Okay, so that's the one you're working on. Do you have Spaghetti Monster memorized yet? If the answer is no, go do that today. All right, next. Hey, Yago, how are you, man? Good to see you. Okay, book 2. What are we doing in book 2? We're doing Parting Glass, and then we're doing, what else are we doing? Parting Glass, and then we're doing Siúil A Rún, and then we're going to look at Water is Wide. So, let me get into book 2 over here. Okay, I've mentioned my fondness for Parting Glass, no doubt. Hopefully you are in love with it as much as I am. O-L-M-N-O-P, Parting Glass. Okay, I'm going to do it on ukulele first. I'm going to do it 2 times through. So first time you play to 17, come back to 1. Second time through, we play it down. When we get to the end of 15, you'll jump to the end of 18. I'm sorry, the beginning of 18. So second time through, take the third ending. How about that? Play to 15, jump over into 18. Okay? 100 beats, I think that's probably on the fast side. We'll play it less fast than that for sure. Okay, make sure my page turner is turned on. There we go. All right, from the top, remember you got a lot of E chord, E minor in this, and it's beautiful on ukulele. All right. 1, 2, 3. Second ending. Whoops. I've been playing so much D minor lately on a different instrument, and this and I don't even know what I was thinking. I was like, and it's an E minor. Not, it looks kind of like a weirdo B minor actually on baritone, and so that's what I went for. But it's an E minor at the end there. 3/4/4 with you all. Yeah, so you messed up the last chord. What are you gonna do? Your audience will be like, "Ugh, I sat through that whole song to hear you end it like that." Let's try it on baritone and see if I do a better job. All right, that's ukulele. Isn't that beautiful? That's a beautiful song. That has to go on your favorite song list. Okay, whether you like it or not. It's an old little harmony baritone. It has a hard time keeping tune. All right, same thing on baritone as ukulele. Ukulele players, B minor. That's your tough one, right? That's a tough shape that you got to do. You know your G, you know your D, you know your G, you know your D, you know your A. Is that it? You know your E minor. Okay, those are your ukulele chords. An F sharp 7 F chord, add your pinky or add your ring finger. Now it's an F7. Now slide it up 1. It's an F sharp 7. Don't play this open string. So it's basically an F chord with your ring finger added up on the 3rd fret of the 3rd string. Slide everybody up to make it sharp, and then just don't play this bottom string. Very sad about what comes out of your instrument if you do that. That's your F sharp minor. So, and you only have to do that little turnaround. Blanc, 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 right? Just pluck those. All right, from the top, let's see how it goes. I should probably have this up. All right, from the top, baritone, ukulele players play 4 beats per measure. 1, 2, 3. I've lost my spot. Here we go. To the top. And let it ring. That's it. Isn't that lovely? That's a great song. That's a good song. Hopefully you're loving playing that. Siúil A Rún is next up on our list of the hits. Grab the baritone version first. This is a much less well-known tune, and so, but it's a really lovely little song. I don't know, somebody during the pandemic was like, here, let's do this one. I'm like, I don't know that song. And I went and listened to it. I'm like, yeah, I want to know that song. So it's a good one. I wish I was on yonder. Yeah. How did it go? Bum 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 ba da 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 dum dum da dum. All right, it just feels very Irish. Here we go. Okay. Any way you want to play it, we're on baritone this time, and then we'll do ukulele next. From the top, again, slow. 1, 2, 3. To the top. Second ending. Page 2. Okay, all the way back to the top. Let's go to the second ending. Keep going, straight for head. Page 2. Second ending, all the way in 18. Pretty cool, right? pretty sweet little song. We didn't do not we. You'd have done them right. I'd have done them. I messed them up. And I mean, to kind of mess it up on purpose. This is a really long song. You're supposed to play the top twice and then the bottom, and then go back and play the top twice and then a bottom again. It feels like too much when you're trying to get through some songs, right? So top twice, bottom once, top twice, bottom the second time, and then the last little outro, right? I just skipped going back to the top, the fourth time. I'm like, we got to play this song all over again on ukulele. That's enough of that. All right, now for some reason, my Siúil A Rún ukulele, there it is. Okay, beautiful. Let's do it the same way. Twice on the top, once on the bottom, once on the top, once on the bottom, outro. Same way. Jan made it in. Hey, Jan. Good to see you. Jan has been taking my in-person class, and she's the star. I don't know if you knew that, Jan. It's amazing to listen to her play. Last night she played a solo for us. It was beautiful. So if you want to take lessons, Jan's available. All right. Let's see here. What time we got to be done? Oh, gosh. Okay, I got to hurry. You know what? Let's play this quickly because we want to take a look at Water is Wide. So here's what we're going to do instead. We are going to play the top twice and then the bottom. Okay? Top twice and then the bottom. So we're just playing it. We're not going to play it quite as long as we played on baritone. Baritone players, you got a G chord. Looks like that. F chord looks like bar chord with your E in front of it. A minor on baritone. Having a mental block. It's right there. Next, these two. Your C chord. I think that's it. All of that, when you see down at the bottom, A minor sixes and that sort of stuff, when you're on chords, you kind of ignore. Unless it's a seventh chord, you basically ignore all of the stuff that comes after it because it's not necessary. That's the stuff that's going to show up in other parts of the arrangement. And so if you're just on chords, you can ignore that stuff unless it's a seven. If it's a seven, you got to kind of know those. Okay. All right, here we go. I played with baritone with my thumb because it sounds pretty. I'm going to play that with my claw this time. Okay. You pick your claw, pick your thumb, whatever you're worst at. That's what you should be doing at. Right? Okay. Oh, gee. All right. From the top. 1, 2, 3. Same spot. Second ending. Second ending again. Measure 18. That's a great piece of music. It's just beautiful. Like you can even mess up the timing. Like I was getting the timing close, so I wasn't worried about it overly a lot. Just getting all those tones as clean and as pretty as you can. That's a nice piece of music. Hey, let's go grab Water is Wide. 99% sure that I don't have it in my iPad, so let me go grab it. What website should I use? Let's use this one. I've been putting in a lot of time on Water is Wide for the guitar players, and so I'm really into this song right at the moment, and I'm going to be sending them out a new version. They've been playing a really hard version, like, you know, the kind of hurt your fingers version, and I made a simplified one for them today, and I'm excited to send it out to them, and I'm going to be having it be as cool and as fun as yours. Now, the reason yours is, I don't need to fix yours. Yours is a little easier to get to these ridiculous chords on ukulele because stuff's a little closer together, right? So you get a chance to play a lot of ridiculous chords that you can't play on that other instrument. And so you can play this thing in this key where it's really unpleasant to play it on another instrument. And so that's one of the cool parts about ukulele is we get to pull things off that you can't do in other ways. So even in that last song when we had the bar on 5 and your pinky way up on 10, okay, we can do it. It's a little tough, right? It was a little tough. You're like, oh, I hate this moment, right? But you can't do that on a guitar. It's impossible. And so it's really nice that we get to do that kind of stuff. There's no way to reach that. And so they can do something similar to it, but not that, right? So there. All right, Water is Wide. If most of you guys know that this is one of these songs that I love, and because it's got the diluted narrator. There's a handful of tunes out there that are really well known with diluted narrators, and this is one of them, and I love it. It's a poor young lady. She's in love, right? You know how that goes. And the first verse, she's just in love, and they're just together in a boat, and the boat's in the ocean, and the ocean is deep, and as deep as her love, and everything's going great. And then they go into the second verse, and he's gone, and she's sad, and he didn't care, and she still does, and so she's very sad. So this is my favorite kind of song. There's this song out there by the White Tees called Delilah, which is a similar thing. This guy, he's going to save the world with his guitar, and they're going to be together. Meanwhile, she's in New York going to school, and he's not hearing back from her. And so, I just love songs like that. The diluted narrator. That's the kind of song I want. Rita's in chilly and up in Chicago today, but sunny. Chilly but sunny. You'll take it, right, Rita? It won't be long before it's gray and cloudy and cold for a while, so you'll take it. Into the end of fall kind of weather for you. All right, let's talk about a few moments in here that I think are worthy of discussion. For the most part, it's not terribly difficult on ukulele except a couple of things. On your A chord, now I'm talking ukulele, but baritones, you're going to face the same stuff. You've got your A chord and your pinky on 4. Okay, that's coming up. That's not terrible, right? But as you're thinking about it, remember when you make your A chord and your pinky here, try as much as possible to keep your pinky curved, okay? You'll see me do this a lot, and this is not great, okay? You have your A chord on, you're reaching your pinky up. Try not to do that. Try to keep it bent, and the easiest way to do that, look at how little it takes. Make your hands go right here, okay? And then you can have a lot better shape with your pinky. We want pinkies rounded because it's a much better attack angle, make you a lot. You got to get it stronger though. When we're reaching out like this, we're going to end up messing stuff up. Okay, so that's going to come up. In this song, you have, as expected, an F sharp minor, which is beautiful, right? You may remember that chord from the little booklet that we do in book 1. It's there. You've got a bar chord at measure 7, bar on 2, ring finger on 4. We did that earlier today. Okay, and when we were accompanying the baritones, when we were playing Parting Glass, they had their B minor looks like this, your B minor looks like that. Okay, measure 8, you've got your E7. Okay, this goes all the way back into book 1 with the little booklet. Okay, but you're going to be putting your pinky up on 4 again, or remember, try to keep it rounded. Then you got a bar chord at measure 9, bar on 4, pinky on 7. Okay, and then now notice when you're on E, here's your E chord, right? We're not afraid of E, we're instrumentalists. We know how to do this. Notice your C sharp minor is right there. You just got to put your ring finger up on the fourth string. Okay, then you're going to add your middle finger, and then you go back down. So that part's a little bit, you got to pay attention a little bit there. Also notice measure 13, you also have C sharp minor. If you're strumming, you're going to strum on the 4th fret, but because we are, the way the melody is moving, we can use this cheater as C sharp minor, just the 2 ones. Okay, so that's going to make your C sharp minor substantially easier by just using those 2 ones there. What else do I want to talk about? That may be it. Everything else is, oh, go look at 22. Okay, 22 is kind of one of these things. I don't know if you've come running across this yet, but here you are, you're playing B minor, you're happy as a clam, bar on 2, ring finger up on 4, and then you get to the middle of 22 and you see all these 2s and a 4 and you think B minor. Well, you got a D major 7 chord here. I didn't put a chord name on it, but that's what's going on here. You got this 2 2 2 4. Just remember, that's on the 1st string. Okay, that's the song. That's what you're going to be playing. This is what you're going to be thinking. Okay, they're very different. And then everything else is repetitive. All right. Last chord in 34. We've talked about it quite a bit. It's important. When you see a mess of a chord, you look for the lowest number. In this case, you see a whole bunch of numbers. You're like, oh, I hate these messy chords. Lowest numbers are 4. That's where your bar goes. Then you can erase your thought about any other 4s. All right, and then have a 5 and a 6. All right, 5, 6. Boom. Look at there. F chord on 4. Okay, that's your A. All right. We won't do the repeats. I'm going to play through it one time just so you can hear it, and then this is your job for however long it is until we see each other again to get this thing put together. Okay. It won't be as long as I think, but it will maybe weird times or whatever. From the top, it's just got a 1 beat count in. That's my favorite. 1. Feel her being in love or sadness. It's on the 2nd string. Pinky, E chord. Top string, bottom string. Now the second part is the same. Second ending. Bar on 4. And B, C. So there we go. There we is. Looks like we have had a little person show up too. Wants to. A little robot has wandered into the room. Let me see if I can make him go away. for you. Oh, I gotta go over here to get rid of him. Hold on a sec. Make this little robot go away. Come here, Mr. Robot. Okay. Patience. All right, so there he goes. Hey, Lynn, welcome. Lynn, good to see you. All right, so beautiful song. Remember, on baritone, it's exactly the same, just in a different key. I think, I hope. Let me go double check. Oops. Come on, Gary. They're always in the same different key. Water is wide, water is wide. Water. Not here. And W. Too far. Where are you? 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 Water is wide. Baritone. Okay, so done. There you are. God. Baritone's identical. Okay, baritone is exactly the same. You'll play it through exactly the same. Remember, you're going to play all the way down to measure 32. She's happy. Then you go back to measure 1, and then she's sad. Okay, and so, and the last phrase is "who breaks my heart." All right, so poor thing. Yeah, pick your fellas wisely. All right, so baritone, ukulele, water is wide for the week, and then for those of you who are coming in late, the Friday dance party is going to have to take a bit of a break for the next few weeks because of a whole mess of stuff I got going on. So I will be on email giving you some updates on scheduling and making sure you know what sheet music's available for various things. We are in that holiday season where things just get way out of control for musicians. And so while we will maybe not be meeting on a regular basis, face-to-face, we are going to find places and times when we can squeeze that in. And the only way I can know how to do that is to tell you via email. And even I haven't figured out everything about my schedule quite at the moment. So as soon as I know, you'll know, and we'll get everybody in. Cheryl made it in. Good to see you. Welcome. Cheryl's been one of my long time ukulele heroes, and so I'm really delighted you're here, Cheryl. Good to see you. We got to get together. All right, here we go. We have 2 things to do today. One, we have to play through Harry Potter again because I talked to somebody yesterday and they're like, yeah, I played Harry Potter. It doesn't sound like Harry Potter. I'm like, yes, it does. And she's like, well, I must have been playing it wrong. So I want to play it again. Make sure you've had a chance to listen to it one more time. And you don't have to like Harry Potter. I promise. It's not about Harry Potter. It's about having an advanced piece of sheet music that's going to make you sound amazing. And the way we sound amazing is by playing hard things. And so let me go pull up, what's that, what did I call it, Hogwarts Medley or something? Where are you? What did I call it? Carrie, what did you do here? Not here. Where are you? H. What did it, here, Hogwarts Medley is what I called it. Baritone ukulele. All right, so we're going to play through it. It's pretty tough. And then we are going to look at some Christmas music. All right, so first, let's play Hogwarts Medley on ukulele. Okay, pretty challenging. And then we'll play it on baritone. And then let's talk Christmas music for a bit. Okay? And if there are no repeats, right? It's just straight through. Yep. Okay, I'm going to play it slow so that, because I play everything slow, but I also want to play it slow enough where you can be listening to the tones. This is a piece of music that is not everything on here is correct, but there's a lot of pieces and parts that we don't typically ask you to play. So in other words, you have meter changes. It starts out in 6/8, goes to 3/4, goes to 3/8, ends up in 4/4. So there's a lot of meter changes, and that's not unimportant, right? That means you're an advanced musician. You don't give those to you until you know what you're doing. And also lots and lots of stuff up the neck. Again, I don't give that to you unless I have to, and I have to with this song. Okay, so nice and slow. If it's not going well, it's not that you're a bad player. It's that the music's hard. Okay, so our first chord is going to be up here. All right, from the top, real slow. 1, 2. Sorry. Whoops. that. All right, that's cool. That's a lot. All right, hopefully that's hurting your hands. Hopefully you're like, I don't think I like Harry Potter. J.K. Rowling is stupid. All right, let's go back to the baritone version of it. There's a lot of technique and a lot of cool things going on in there, and hopefully you're thinking, well, maybe someday, right? Or maybe you're thinking, geez, this is totally awesome. All right, here we go. Baritone version. If you're on ukulele, right, you're supposed to just be giving us nice little whatevers, adding in whatever kind of fun that you can think of with these chords. And of course, I gave you all the advanced chording as players for like baritones. You guys get this C chord. I gave you the real shape up there. But as ukulele players that are playing the chords, you're just regular old C chord, right? Don't get too fancy on us. Okay, from the top, nice and slow. 1, 2. Where's my 12? Oh, where am I? I got lost. Let's go back to 37. 37, I apologize. I kept thinking, why can I not find my 12s? Because this has 2 dots on 10. Can you imagine? What the heck? What kind of crazy thing is that? All right, from measure 37. 1, 2, 3. So I should have stopped after the ukulele version, huh? All right, now let's talk Christmas. We're gonna start squishing in less Christmassy stuff till December starts, but we want to get you started, and so we're going to get started switching gears over. Like I said, for those of you coming in late, Fridays are going to be tough going forward, and starting next Friday. So as we are working together, it's so funny. If I put my mouse too close to if I put this computer too close to the iPad, the mouse starts going over to that. Thinks it's a second screen. Quit. So musicians, we have to get ready for Christmas gigs that start on Thanksgiving and later, and so you usually have to start Christmas music early. I try to give you less Jesus-y Christmas stuff in the beginning, and then and the more standard religious stuff later on. As musicians, don't spend too much time losing sleep over the religious content, right? You're playing melodies, you're playing chords, it's just different songs, right? And you have to figure that out on your own, whether that bothers you or not. But the truth is that you're just going to be playing the same old program that we always play, just with a whole lot more consistency. Every year you play Christmas music, the same songs, right? And so you hopefully get better at it year after year. Diane says, my brain can't transpose baritone into high G today. I'm listening for a while. Yeah, some days it's better than others for me too, Diane. So the fact that we do it at all is crazy, right? Just own a baritone, own a ukulele, and just read the tab and you'll be fine. Now, let's talk about the two songs I gave you. First, I gave you Greensleeves. So let me pull that up over here. I don't know if I've done any. I don't even know if I have a Christmas folder yet. Did I have this iPad last Christmas? Who knows? So I probably have. So Greensleeves. Greensleeves, written in 1580, right? Somebody put the words "What child is this?" to it, but really that's not. It's just Greensleeves, right? And so the tune existed way before the words were put to it. So let's run through it, talk about it, and whatever things are in here. A lot of this stuff is going to be simple but beautiful, right? This one's going to be simple but beautiful. The next one's really hard. Okay, so you're in G minor, and that's this shape, or on baritone it's a D minor. And guys, this is a shape that you want to know. For some of you it's new. Index, middle, and ring. And isn't it beautiful? That's a good sound. Okay, so you've got your G chord, G minor chord, and then you have an F chord that sits right on top of it. Okay, and then in Harry Potter we had some E flats, and you have those here. Okay, beautiful chord, and then a D chord. Okay, and listen to that nice progression of chords. Dum da da dum da 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 dum da 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 dum da 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 dum da da dum. That's great chording. Okay, the only other chording that you're going to be facing is at 17. You got a B flat. Okay. Okay. I like you to do a full bar with the A shape in front of it. Okay. Some of you will do a half bar. Doesn't matter as long as your thumb is where it's supposed to be. Either of those is acceptable, and that's all of your chords in there. Now we've talked about B flat a gajillion times. When you first encounter it, you hate it. If you play it and it sounds like this, it's perfectly fine. Let it be that. Also notice in the Tuff acts, you're going to play the high B flat, which is a bar on 5 and the F shape in front of it. Okay, and on this one you even need your pinky up here. This is okay, so that's going to happen up there, and so don't be sad when it gets there. Tuff uke, let's run through it really quickly. You got a 3 and then a G minor. Use your pinky to get to the next 3 and then slide up to the 5. Let go of the chord. 6, 5. Grab your F chord with your pinky. Open. Regular F chord. Make sure your thumb rests on that string you're not going to play. 3 with your pinky. Oh, here's a regular E flat. Already have the 3 down. Now you got to go get a 2, 3, and then a big D chord. Hit the 2, and then low 2. Ring up to the 3, and then you're all set to add your G minor on. Pinky up to 5. 6, 5. F chord with your pinky. Open. F chord. 3, O. E flat. Lift up the 1. D chord. O2. Back to your G minor. Okay. High B flat. That's a bar on 5. F shape in front, and then add your pinky. So notice, I've just got my F, right? Regular F chord with my pinky, except I'm leaving this available to slide up to my B flat. Okay, that's what you're doing. It's just your F chord with your pinky with the bar on 5. Okay, play major 17, go. And let it ring for a long time. Okay, then the hard part here is to get to 7, 5, and then all the way down to the real F chord with your pinky. Hit the 0. Back to G minor at 21. Make an F, E minor, or I'm sorry, E flat at 22. And then go to the 2, 3, D chord, middle 2, and low 2. And then right back to your high B flat. Rest stroke. G minor. Partial D. O2. G minor. Okay, all that's just really pretty. All that's definitely, if you're here, it's in your wheelhouse. I have confidence. Okay, now the last thing that's happened, measure 34. Look what you get to do. Bar on 10, ring finger on 12. Okay, isn't that cool? So I think that's the highest chord. No, that's not true. I have occasionally used this one. No, but I don't like it. Right, so this will probably be the highest chord you ever really have to use. Okay, so that's a high G minor. Okay, beautiful little piece of music. Baritone should be exactly the same. Let me go double check that I'm not lying to you. Jolly Roger, baritone. Yeah, baritone's exactly the same, just a different key. So, yeah, you got a good song there, guys. That's definitely one that I would want in my Christmas repertoire. All right, then let's go take a peek at a much more interesting tune. Generally, is This Christmas Time Is Here. Now let's look at the high G ukulele first. Okay. You will know this, Vince Guaraldi, jazz player from Charlie Brown. And here's the thing, guys. This is crazy, high-level jazz, difficult. So play it. It says quarter note equals 80. I'd play it quarter note equals 40. I mean, honestly, play it incredibly slow the first million times through so that you can get all of the tones clean so you know what's going on, and then you can always speed it up later. But let's talk about the little stuff. I would do this completely with claw picking, okay? So the glissando, obviously, you're going to slide down. So let's do that again. 2 O's, 3, 2, 3, O, glissando. Got this weird triplet. 3, 1, O, and then the same thing again, sort of. And then 5s. Okay, and then it's a fermata, take advantage of it. Then 2, 0, 3, 3. Okay, so that's just the intro. There's a half an hour's worth of work just on those 4 measures to get those right. Okay, next we go to measure 5. You're up on 7. You have your E minor shape on 7. Exactly what you're like, oh, I'm on the skating rink in Charlie Brown. Then you have an open and 2 1s. Okay, go right back up to the 7. Okay, now a regular old, plain old D minor. Move your 1. D minor. Okay, and then a cool sound. Okay, that's good. And then the repeat says send you back to 5. So go back to 5 and let's play it together. Ready, go. And back up. D minor. That's so cool. Okay. Now look at here. You got a mess, right? Whenever you see that, find your lowest note. That's where your bar goes. But in this case, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. It's just a stair step all the way up, and then a strum. And now you've got a bar, 3 and 2 4s. Okay, back to that big chord that we started with at 15. You know, we haven't had that before. You hammer that down, you hold the 3, pluck it, and then slam your middle finger down to get the 4. And then a bar. Okay, and then 2 0 3 3. Slide your middle finger back to get an A7. Here's your G minor again. Okay, then right back up to where we started, 7 8 9. Back up. Repeat that whole thing, but go ahead and finish up at 28. Okay. Now, when we do jazz, you got to know that nothing's going to make sense. So just trust what's on the paper. Go slow until you figure out everything then play just one measure at a time. At 15, that's a technique I don't use very many hammer-ons because it's hard to do on ukulele. But at 15, just one more time to through it, you're going to do this big chord, and then you're going to hit the 3 and slam down the 4. Okay? It's just a hammer-on. 3, 4, 3, 4. That's why that 3 is little. You see up in the standard notation, there's a little 3 and then a big C sharp. Okay, that's what you've got going on there. Okay, so it starts up as a C note and ends up as a C sharp is what's going on there. And then you can put that big old bar chord on. Okay, and that's some weird chord that they do in jazz. We could probably figure out what the real name of it is, but you don't need to do that. All right, so same thing on baritone. I'm pretty sure. Let me go double check. Baritone. Yep, everything's the same on baritone. And then I do have a low G version, and I don't know what the difference. I don't remember what the difference was. It looks like it's exactly the same. So if it's exactly the same, then just, I don't know. I'm going to go play through. I don't know why I have a low G version. I don't remember working on anything different with it. So I guess just play whichever one makes. If you have a low G, play the low G one. I'll go see if there's any difference. I'll probably get rid of the low G one. That's weird that I have that. So you've got Greensleeves and Christmas Time is Here. Of the two, well, there's plenty of tough stuff in Greensleeves, but Christmas Time is Here is much more difficult. However, you can also play it at a crazy slow pace. Charlie Brown would encourage you to play it at a slow pace, so please do that. All right, I kept you over a little bit longer than I wanted to. Jan says, yikes. Hammer On. Both Christmas songs are nice. Did you get a low G, Lynn? Excellent. Yeah, I'm looking at it going through. Is there any reason why I would have had a low G version arranged for ukulele and baritone? I don't think there's any difference between the two. But so I'll play through both of them this week and see if there's any reason why I did one that's called low G. I don't think there's a lot of times I'll do a low G version in a different key to take advantage of the low G on the ukulele, but this isn't exactly the same key, so I don't know why I have two. Anyway, you got both, and we'll figure out why I did that later, maybe we'll just let it be. So those are good songs. Well, please keep an eye on the email. I know for sure, I think that we won't meet next Friday, but we will be finding times in my schedule to poke stuff in, and the only way I'll be able to do that is announce it through email. By the way, I wanted to tell you some kind of exciting stuff. I'm going to tell you this. This is, you don't care about this, but I care. At the moment, I have 995 subscribers. That means I have to find 5 more people to subscribe to the channel, and then Google sends me a free puppy. So we got to find 5 people who want to learn how to play ukulele and have them come subscribe to this channel. Send a note to everybody you know and say, hey, Gary needs to get to 1,000 subscribers. And if you haven't already subscribed down there as a subscriber, all you have to do is have a Gmail account and then hit subscribe, and then suddenly you are and nothing else happens after that. You don't all of a sudden get emails from me or whatever. But I need 5 more people to sign up, and then I get a free puppy. So I already got a free puppy. I don't want any more puppies. So you guys have a wonderful time working on this stuff. I'm going to be bugging you through email with lots and lots of Christmas stuff. I'm going to make sure that our Christmas music is baritone compliant. We've got a ton of arrangements on there that are missing baritone parts, and so I'm going to get a lot of that done this season. And I've already gotten a couple of new songs that I'm working on that I'll get to you. And so I'm very excited for this coming season of Christmas music, and I hope you are too. And even if you hate Christmas music, it's really good for your ukulele-ness. To keep your fingers moving, and we'll get you. And we have a lot of melodies that are familiar, so they're usually easier to play. So, happy Thanksgiving to you guys. I do have "Over the River and Through the Woods" coming, which is a Thanksgiving song, so that'll be on your email shortly here. And you guys have a wonderful day. Thanks for stopping in. I will see you soon. Peace.